Welcome to part 2 of Guan Yu, China's greatest general. If you haven't watched part 1, then go down to the description and give it a watch before seeing this so that you can get some context. If you don't care to, then I'll very briefly summarize that right now Han China is reaching the end of its dynasty and a civil war has broken out for control. A fierce and righteous general named Guan Yu has been a key player in the civil war, and very soon he is about to become the turning point of the war for his master Liu Bei. Let's see what happens, shall we? We last left Guan Yu after he repaid his debt to Cao Cao by defeating his enemies and securing the region of Boma. Now he's left to return to his master Liu Bei. This is a bit difficult, however, because Liu Bei is currently wrapped up in the Battle of Guan Yu. The year is 200 AD, and Yuan Shao and Cao Cao are clashing there. Liu Bei is on the side of Yuan Shao, and he realizes that it's a losing battle. But to his relief, the battle is also where he reunited with Guan Yu, who he had greatly missed. Now he was an enemy to Cao Cao's forces, and Guan Yu had to fight to protect Liu Bei as he made his escape south to the province of Liu Biao, where he would take refuge until the opportune moment. For 8 years, Guan Yu would be going from battle to battle for his lord, but nothing substantial would happen yet, until the decisive Battle of Red Cliff. This battle would turn the tide of the war. By this time in the Civil War, there were now only 3 warlords left fighting for control: Cao Cao to the north, Liu Bei to the southwest, and an unspoken of warlord named Sun Quan to the southeast. Cao Cao was set to destroy both of these rivals in one final attack, so Liu Bei and Sun Quan made a desperate alliance to stand against Cao Cao. This would be the alliance that turned the tide. Cao Cao's territory was cut off by the Yangtze River, and to dominate the south he needed to control this river. But this was something Liu Bei would not allow. Liu Bei's forces were outnumbered, but Cao Cao's men were not used to boat warfare, and they were exhausted from constant fighting, so Liu Bei and Sun Quan had the advantage in this fight. They took advantage of their superior naval tactics and trapped Cao Cao in a clear ambush and chased him back north. Cao Cao may be retreating north, but he also didn't want to let his enemies catch up to him, so he stationed his retainer Cao Ren in Jin province to defend the territory and to prevent his enemies from catching up. This is where Guan Yu was called on once again. Catching up to Cao Cao meant destroying Cao Ren's fortifications, and since they were very difficult to attack straight on, that meant cutting their supply lines. Guan Yu was not sent to attack Cao Ren, but rather to attack Chanyang, a checkpoint for supplies which was guarded by Cao Cao's general Yu Jin. Yu Jin knew of the legendary power of Guan Yu and readied himself for battle. The two met in combat, and Yu Jin managed to force Guan Yu and his forces to retreat, but not without sustaining considerable losses, making the territory nigh undefendable anymore, and forcing him to requisition supplies meant for Cao Ren just to save his own failing fortress, allowing Guan Yu to return and finish what he'd started, taking Chanyang as well as other key forts and towns along the Yangtze River. This also forced any supplies that would have gone to Cao Ren to be delayed, allowing Cao Ren to finally be forced to escape. Liu Bei was so proud of his friend and general that he named him administrator of Chanyang and gave him the title General Who Defeats Bandits. This was an insult to Cao Cao's generals, as he had refused to refer to them as soldiers and rather just bandits. This could also be because, in order to quickly fortify these positions, Cao Cao's generals did have to requisition some bandits in the local area to help fortify the area. So that could be the possible reason, though that's up for debate. Guan Yu and Yu Jin would fight again various other times throughout the years, and with mixed results of victories and defeats. However, this was not the end of Guan Yu's military career. No, the gears of war were not done turning yet, and Guan Yu had one more major part to play, which would solidify his station as the god of war. Though Cao Cao was defeated and forced back north, Liu Bei needed to finish consolidating the rest of the southwestern territory of Yi, so he began a conquest to take it, leaving Guan Yu to guard Jing province while Liu Bei was away. But he would not be on standby for long, for you see Liu Bei intended to take the territory of Hancong from Cao Cao, and he would use Guan Yu to do it. In the year 219, at this decisive battle where Guan Yu bravely led Liu Bei's forces to capture Hancong and achieved supreme victory, he was renamed General of the Vanguard and was given rewards and praise from Liu Bei. He was sent off to battle again against an old enemy, Cao Ren at Fangcheng. I want you to remember Fangcheng because this would be the key position for Guan Yu. Guan Yu, before the battle, was nicknamed the God of War to further embolden and to encourage the troops to follow him into battle, because this would be one of the most important battles of Liu Bei's career. Fangcheng was too key a location to attack head-on because it would be too well defended. So instead, Guan Yu came up with another strategy. Using the yearly flooding of the local river, Guan Yu managed to achieve another amazingly early victory in this campaign. Rather than rush into the fight immediately, he stalled his armies and kept them on the high ground of the region, ensuring that when the rainy season came and the rivers flooded, his forces were out of danger and he could prevent his enemies from escaping to higher territory. The floods did extensive damage to Cao Ren's forces, and when the water finally began to ebb away, Guan Yu was able to overtake Cao Ren and Yu Jin with little difficulty. While Cao Ren and Yu Jin surrendered peacefully, another local general named Pang Di did not and declared that he would never kneel to Guan Yu.
各位弟兄，明天我就要出战关羽，此役不是我死，就是关羽死。无论谁死，你们都把他放到这口棺材里，回报魏王。遵命。来，干了这碗酒，不杀关羽，吃不休。不杀关羽，吃不休。不杀关羽，吃不休。不杀关羽，吃不休。不杀关羽，吃不休。 关羽听着，吾奉魏王旨，特来取你首级。关木已为你准备好，你若是胆怯，就赶快下马受缚吧。
狂徒！天下英雄闻我名，无不丧胆。可惜我这青龙偃月刀，竟斩你这鼠辈的首级。
In response, Guan Yu executed him for his rudeness, stating, "A true warrior must accept defeat as he accepts victory, with grace, discipline, and honor. A warrior who is incapable of this is not a warrior at all." The battle for Fangcheng was not simply an ordinary battle, and the early victories that Guan Yu was claiming there would send shivers down Cao Cao's spine. And it's documented that Cao Cao even considered relocating the capital of Chu, which he occupied, to another city for fear that Guan Yu would soon reach him at Chu. You see, Fangcheng was a key jumping point that Guan Yu could use to launch a full attack on Cao Cao's capital of Shu. And if Fangcheng fell, then nothing would stop Liu Bei from seizing this opportunity. Something had to be done about Guan Yu before Fangcheng fell. So Cao Cao quickly began plotting. But in this time, the power and skill of Guan Yu had spread all over China, and he was the pride of Liu Bei's army. This was Guan Yu at his most successful and powerful. It looked as if Guan Yu would capture all of Fangcheng within a few weeks, and soon Cao Cao's capital would be exposed. But sadly, it was not to last. Guan Yu, while in the campaign of Fangcheng, had a haunting premonition of his own demise, and feared that his campaign onward would be his last. He told his son, who was with him, "I grow weaker as the days grow longer. I fear I will not return from this campaign." And his premonition was correct. Cao Cao laid out a cunning plan to defeat Guan Yu through secretive and underhanded tactics, and not even a military general and warrior like Guan Yu could overcome the harshness of betrayal, sabotage, and isolation. Though Guan Yu didn't quite realize how his story would end, he could sense the sun setting on his life, though he had no idea just how painful it would be. How does the story of Guan Yu end? Who's the general who finally bests him? What becomes of Guan Yu's legacy? We'll discuss this in our last entry of the Guan Yu series. Tune in next time for the third and final part of Guan Yu, China's greatest general.